Hi guys, it's Jaden, and today we're going to be reviewing the Womier K66. Now, if you've been a fan of 60% keyboards because of their small form factor and the fact that they allow for more mouse room on your desk, but didn't like the fact that they lacked arrow keys that a TKL keyboard has, and even a full-size 100% keyboard has, then you may want to look into the Womier K66. With a 65% design, this keyboard is equipped with arrow keys and a couple other keys that may be essential to you. Now, you can pick up the Womier K66 on both Banggood and Amazon. On Banggood's website, it's around $65, but on Amazon's website, it's around $75. Do keep in mind, shipping on Banggood is a lot longer than Amazon, so just keep that in mind, and I will leave links down below to both of these websites. Now, inside the box, you'll receive the keyboard in its all-white design, and included you'll have a cable that's a USB Type-C to USB Type-A, still keeping the white design. Now, when it comes to the case, I do like how it's acrylic, because when it comes to the RGB, the diffused look that the acrylic case gives off is just stunning. Now, the case itself is made up of 3 different layers of acrylic. As a result, this will allow for the keyboard to squeak. Take a listen. Since the case is not solid and it's made up of 3 different layers, this will allow for the keyboard to flex and squeak, so just keep that in mind. Now, on the bottom of the keyboard, it has 4 rubber feet, and this is really nice for just keeping your keyboard in place and so it doesn't shift around. Now, the rubber feet do add a slight angle to the keyboard, but it's nothing noticeable. Now, unlike most keyboards, this keyboard does not have an on and off switch, which is something you'll see most commonly on 60% keyboards. In addition to that, an abnormal aspect of this keyboard is that the USB Type-C port is on the right side of the keyboard. Typically, you'll see it most commonly on the left-hand side and occasionally in the middle of the keyboard, but I thought it was very interesting that this was placed on the right-hand side of the keyboard. Overall, I really like the look of this keyboard, and I do like the 3 layers of acrylic, as this provides a really cool diffused RGB look. Now let's talk about the keycaps on the Womier K66. These are ABS keycaps and not PBT keycaps, meaning that over time, the ABS keycaps will leave a little bit of shine. And with lots of use with the keycaps, the numbers and letters tend to fade. Now, since this is a 65% design, you are going to notice a few things about this keyboard. First is the shift key on the right-hand side of the keyboard. A typical shift key is 2.7 units, but on the Womier K66, it's just 2 units. This allows for the arrow keys to fit in place on the keyboard, still keeping that small form factor. So just keep this in mind if you ever wanted to potentially swap out a new keycap set with this keyboard. You want to make sure that you look for a special kit that has the right units for this right shift key. Most of the time, it'll come with a standard shift key, so make sure you look for a special one that'll fit this keyboard. It is rare to find, but there are sets that have these. Now, the Womier K66 comes in a bunch of different switch options. Gateron browns, blacks, blues, reds, and yellows. This keyboard is also hot swappable, so if in the future you ever wanted to switch out the switches, you could do that. Now for the stabilizers. The stabilizers are decent, but I do believe they could use a lot of work. I notice a lot of rattling, especially on the ends of the spacebar. When typing on this keyboard, I could just feel from my thumbs the rattling that I felt on either side of the spacebar. Next, let's talk about the RGB of the Womier K66, because I believe this is the coolest part of the keyboard. Now, there are many different keys that can control the RGB of the Womier K66. The function key is going to do most of the controlling. If you hold down function and right control, this controls the RGB under the keycaps. Holding function and left control controls the RGB under the case. If you hold function and tap the spacebar, you can change the colors of the keyboard. If you want to change the brightness of the RGB, you can hold function and the insert key or delete key. When it comes to RGB in this keyboard, I love the customization. From under the keycaps to the case itself, you can customize it and give it a look however you like. There's a bunch of different modes, from wave to slow breathing to spiral and reactive RGB. This keyboard does a very good job when it comes to looks of this keyboard. Now I'm going to do a sound test on this keyboard with the Gateron Reds. When it comes to the actual typing experience of the Womier K66, it's not too bad. Besides the fact that the spacebar is a little bit rattly, it's an overall nice typing experience. When it comes to gaming, this is a great keyboard for that if you're going to be buying it for that purpose. And for me as a video editor, it's really nice to have those arrow keys. It just makes life so much easier. Let's talk about my overall experience with the Womier K66. For $65 to $75, depending on which website you buy this keyboard from, this is a solid keyboard to pick up. Lubing your switches and doing a little bit of work to the stabilizers could take the Womier K66 to a whole nother level. One thing that I found really abnormal about this keyboard that I previously mentioned is the fact that the Type-C port is on the right-hand side. It's normally on the left-hand side, and that's just what I'm used to, so just keep that in mind when you're buying this keyboard. I hope you guys did go on to enjoy this video, and if you did, don't forget to leave a like on the video and subscribe down below for more content like this. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next video.